Today we are using our copies to copy our copies. Well, hello there, random person on the internet, and today we're going to get an exponentially increasing amount of value. To explain what that means, let's see how it would look like if we exponentially increase the speed of this ad read. This video is sponsored by
cardkingdom.com, your place to go for anything.
And here we go. Hand looks like a keep. Let's play a tapped land and see what our opponent is up to. Land and a Llanowar Elves. Well, let's play a mana dog as well. Sanctum Weaver, a 0/2 enchantment creature that taps for any color equal to the number of enchantments we control. Let's hope we get to untap with it. Forest and an Old Grove Troll, a beefy 4/4 trample, but boy, if they don't play removal here, it's about to get wild. Play Calyx Guided by Fate. It has a constellation trigger, meaning when it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under our control, we put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And when it or another enchanted creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may create a token that's a copy of a non-legendary enchantment you control. Enters the battlefield, puts a counter on itself. Shock in a breeding pool, enchant it with Utopia Sprawl to tap for an additional white mana. Triggers Constellation, Calyx already up to a 4/4. Well, they better keep up a blocker here. Forest, Leyline of Abundance. Swings with the Troll. Oh god, they have no idea what's coming. Take the hit, down to 12, but they're not ready for this one. Play 3 Blind Mice, a saga with 4 chapters. The first one creates a cute little mouse token. The second and third one create a token copy of target token we control, like this mouse or any other token we control. And the fourth chapter gives our creatures +1/+1 and vigilance until end of turn. Enters the battlefield, triggers Constellation for a counter, create a mouse. Now, here comes the spicy part. Since we control 4 enchantments, Sanctum Weaver taps for 4 mana, just enough to cast this doubling season. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, create twice that many tokens instead. And if an effect would put 1 or more counters on a permanent you control, it puts twice that many of those counters on that permanent instead. So if we put a counter on a creature, we get 2 counters instead. But here comes the messed up part. When we hit our opponent with Calyx, we can create a token copy of an enchantment we control. If we do this with 3 Blind Mice, we get 2 copies of it. And let me stop the footage real quick. You see here that it got 2 chapter counters right away because of doubling season. That means not only do we create a mouse token, but also, well, we get to copy a token, like itself. Do that for both copies, get some constellation triggers, create 4 mice and copy the sagas. 1 copy creates 2 copies, they copy themselves. Calyx triggers. Oh, what? Our opponent doesn't want to see the show. Okay, next game then. Ooh, now that's a keep right here. On the draw, opponent starts with the plains and risks the redeemed. Okay, let's start up with a beautiful turn 1 breeding pool into Utopia Sprawl, name white, pass the turn. Opponent plays a plains and Flowering of the White Tree. Looks like they're playing a legendary creature deck. Swings in for 3. Yikes, let's hope that means they don't play much removal. Play Sith's Harvest Sand. Whenever you cast an enchantment, draw a card and gain a life. Pretty absurd card here, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if we get to untap with it. Swings for 3. We take it. And a Daxos. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield or dies on their battlefield, they gain a life. That's fine with me. Let's start making some mice. Sith's draws, another Sith's, okay, enters the battlefield, creates a mouse, play a tapped land and pass the turn. Next turn we get the real party started. They swing in, sadly we can't jump block with the mouse because it's the only token to copy next turn. Take 7, down to 6 already, and whoop, they pass the turn. I don't know if that's good or scary. Copy the mouse, let's start off with a Utopia Sprawl. Oh, and they seem to have something up here. Okay, draw land, Utopia Sprawl on green. Here it comes. Mythos of Iluna. 4 mana, create a token copy of target permanent. There's a lot more text here, but we usually just use it to start the mice engine. If you ever find yourself with the mana to pay for its mana cost with red and green and copy a creature, the token will have, when this permanent enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. And since that effect stays on the token, copies of that token will have the same ability, which is pretty neat. And while we're interrupting the actual game, did you tap that like button yet? Oh, okay, just making sure. Anyways, let's copy our 3 blind mice, create a mouse, play a land, pass the turn. End of turn, they flash in a Samwise, not getting too much value with its ability, but we are at 7, so too much aggro can still stop us. Swing in. Well, I guess we can afford to make a double block here. Take 4 from Samwise, all the way down to 3. Oh, and they have another one. Well, legend rule it. Sam gets back their Riz. Oh, and they miss another land drop. They almost had us. 3 blind mice, copies 3 blind mice, create 2 mice, play another blind mice, draw a card, create a mouse, play a Calyx, draw a card, counter on Sithis, pass the turn. I mean, at this point, yep, Linden Steadfast Queen, sure. They are gaining a bunch of life, but we will become increasingly unstoppable now. Block with the mice, and, well, here we go again. 5 blind mice triggers, copy all the copies, all of them will trigger Calyx and create a mouse token. Last trigger was the 4th chapter, buffing our team. This is usually where the opponents scoop, but Mythos of Eluna, copy their Daxos, trigger Constellation because it's an enchantment, swing in with Calyx, they take it, we create another copy of the blind mice. Oh, and now Daxos gains us life as well. Brutal. Play a Sanctum Reaver, draw, counter, and yeah, that's probably just gonna be lethal next turn. Yep, opponent doesn't even attack anymore. Create 8 copies of our copies, all of them trigger our stuff, grow our army of mice, and yep, there they go scooping again. Somehow people just don't want to stay in for the action. Even Sparky noped out of this one for some reason. Except for that one time where opponent tried to pillar fort up against our exponentially increasing number of mice. But at some point, it's just gonna be too many mice, and they're gonna get bigger and bigger every turn from the last chapters. Also, this is an enchantment deck in Historic. It always has the plan B of just going off until the opponent scoops it up. Or blows it up, which also happens quite a bit.
Pro tip.
You might run into a situation where you can copy the doubling season. As you might expect, this will create 2 token copies of it, which is pretty cool since they stack, so you will now put 8 times the counters on your permanents, like this Tamio entering with 40 loyalty, allowing us to instantly use her ultimate to create 8 Tamio's notebook tokens, which sadly are legendary, so it's not that cool, but don't fly too close to the sun. At this point, you are absolutely ballin', so if the game asks you which token you'd like to copy next, don't choose the doubling season again, especially not twice. The first copy will create 8 more doubling seasons, all of them trigger Calyx for a counter, but now every counter is 2048 counters. And the same is true for tokens, so since Arena's token limit is only 250, we instantly fill it up with doubling seasons.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Also, good luck clicking through all of these constellation triggers. I made it to 148 before my timer was gone, and let me know in the comments if you know how many counters would every trigger create here, because yeah, Arena didn't want to tell me. Wanna see more of my content? Check out last episode where we take an infinitely long upkeep. This video and more, all in this playlist. Remember to tap that like button, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.